Ciao, ciao. Oh, wow. Whoa.
I thought you were
Dude,
shirtless for a second.
I didn't even realize this song until I said the lyrics out loud. Ciao, ciao, dude. I forgot
That's
about
what
our
I'm saying.
vacation, dude.
Ciao, ciao.
Whoa.
You're gonna start this episode with ciao, ciao.
Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, Ciao Ciao, where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, challenge, and norms. Talk about everything. Belky's across
You
in
remember
the
when
other
you
side
used
of
to
the
do
world.
these without a shirt on?
Yeah. Look at me, dude. Look at my bink. Look at
Dude,
that.
that's the
rat
rat
scallion,
scallion right there. for the audio listeners.
Listen
Oh
on
my
YouTube.
God, density of hair, dude.
Yeah, dude. They can't figure it out. They're like, "Have you been putting in Rogaine since you were 12?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Preventative.
And then I do the 23andMe, and it's like, you don't have the hair loss gene. What are you doing?
Dude, when you turn your head to the side, there's a whole thing coming up.
That the scowl?
Dude, the rat scowl.
Yeah, dude. That's what they call lettuce, dude. So
I gotta warn you and the audience, it's getting late. I'm on the other side of the world. I'm in prime giggle territory. Prime.
That's Tomas hour, dude. You show up with a chow chow, it's over. Hey, so a couple things to cover on the pod.
Story. It's so funny.
We're gonna lose him, dude. So this guy,
we should really tell that story.
Chris Hadlook or something. He's this kind of big dude on Twitter. He's got like 200K followers. He DM'd me yesterday. He's like, dude, I just went down your binge bank. What the fuck? Like, I came in. Let me read this really quick. He's like, first, hold on. He's like, just went down your binge bank. Nothing. Like, he just left it at that. He's like, first message, you just went down your binge bank. Totally open-ended. Like, okay, what? I'm like, that's a dangerous place. Hope no trauma. He's like, this is his sequence of events. Yo, these guys are crazy. Yo, these guys are kind of cool. Yo, these guys are kind of crazy and kind of cool. Basically the progression. So we'll see where you land on this pod.
I think that's the makings of a super fan.
Dude, if we start converting people when they listen, if we had people listening, dude, I asked him what got him down, like, what was his gateway drug. So we'll see what happens. But here's dude, let me
I remixed a lot of his Twitter threads. He's a good writer.
Oh, really? Dude, let me hire him.
Not a lot of them. I've remixed a couple. He doesn't. They're I think one about Steve
like
Jobs or the Apple Store.
Could probably bond over that. So Belky's in Africa. He's been dipping for like the last week and a half, basically off the grid last week. This week's been async, so I've just been pulling my hair out. But the rat scowl, it's
clearly,
thick. So
dude,
I got a lot of room, dude.
Pulling from the back. Oh wow!
It keeps going. Watch out. But yeah, radicalized in the business. Totally like. We had the spiral. Like, we spiraled like 15 times, or at least I've spiraled by myself immediately. Like day 0, I spiraled. And
well, tell them why. Like, the reason why is because you used to operate clipped, right?
A year ago, dude. A year ago.
You just you couldn't handle it. And what's important is the difference between you and I. It's like, if you don't want to do something, you will solve every problem to not do that thing. Whereas you just plop me in front of something, I'll just do it forever till the end of time.
Yeah.
So you don't even see really the inside, the day-to-day of clipped. And I'm like, all right, Pop, I'm off the grid for 5 days. You got to babysit. And this means this is your annual 5 days with clipped. And I knew coming. Well, okay, here. I knew that by the end of the week, we'd have a completely different business, because to you, it makes no sense. I didn't think the day before the week started that would happen.
Dude,
before the week started.
Right. Belky's like, I'm off Monday through Friday. 5 days, Dylan. Can you handle that? I'm like, probably not, but I'll do my little audit. And starting Sunday night. So before the week starts, I want to get prepped, right? So I want to come in hot. I want to like, hey, I got 50
Mistake
people at this
number
company.
1, I said, you can't be in Slack Sunday night.
I got in Slack Sunday night. And what happened in Slack is I see a little DM pops up. This guy, Andrew Kirby, he's one of like 2 clients that that are paying us 20 grand a month, or like a lot of money. And he's like, hey guys, not working. Last 2 weeks, put out like 2 clips. What the fuck are we doing here, boys? I'm paying a lot of money. Immediately I radicalized. Pre-week, I'm like, shut it down. Shut it down. It's not working for you, shut it down. I don't I don't care. Kirby, I don't care. He's like, I'd just really love to be handheld and we can put out more clips. I'm like, shut it down. Shut it down. Then the next day, the very next day, I didn't respond because I wanted to like, okay, let me sleep on this. The next day I come in, another one of our clients. Basically, like 2 clients are paying us a lot of money. The other one's like,
wait. I think it was like Sunday. It was Sunday. I pretty much had my phone on airplane mode the whole time because I didn't have data. But I think I like left it in the hotel on Wi-Fi, and I come back Sunday to just kind of like glance through some notifications, but I didn't really want to be on my phone. And I just see like, Belky, I'm radicalizing. Like, any chance you can get on the phone quick tonight? And I'm like, Sunday? The week hasn't started.
dude, that was a free week radicalization, dude. Right. So I was already like, dude, I got to talk to Belky because I'm about to shut this whole thing down.
Let me say, the thing with an agency is, this is not a new feeling. The agency's a hog. And if you aren't like blindly dumb like me, what are those 4 quadrants of work? It's like, I don't know. I'm like the dumb hardworking. It's just like, go. If you're not blindly dumb and you're alone, like you don't have a co-founder, it's a hog.
Right, dude.
It's a hog.
I don't know how. The only way I gotten through this was like going to just blow off steam playing hockey because I've been ripping hockey. But other than that, dude, I'd be in a bad place. But so those 2, like our only 2 important clients, both are like, yo, this shit isn't working. Let's cancel. And they didn't even ask to cancel. They're like, hey, can we like step it up? And I'm like, yo, cancel, guys.
Shut it down.
I'll refund you your money. I don't care. We put in 2 weeks of work, so that's like 10 grand. Refund your money. Don't care.
It's funny because it wasn't not working.
Yeah.
They just needed a lot of hand-holding. That was the moment where we had to stop being passive and become really active account managers.
I basically realized like we kind of filtered for the wrong people, where they came in looking for 10K and we're like, no, it's 20K. Like that's a lot of money. That just doubled my budget. I don't really have that much money. So they're expecting a lot of results. And it's like, I don't like that expectation of product we don't know that works. But that's business, right? You don't have the complete information. We're like, oh, Henry did it, Dylan did it. It's like, why'd we do it? Well, it might be because of character animation. Because other people with our same sort of storytelling or similar storytelling, their shit doesn't work. It's like, oh wow, it's all these like magical layers that you just can't replicate. So I basically was like, yo, guys, cancel. They did. And then Belky comes back in and it's like, yo, our agency is basically shut down. And we're like running off of just
fumes.
The fumes of the marketplace sort of thing we set up a while back, which was like, hey, you pay $4 grand a month. We'll pay our editors like half that. And then that's the profit.
The reason
that's been, like fueling our company.
And the reason it doesn't matter, and I'm actually excited that you took your 5 days to operate Clipped, is because you're not going to bullshit it. And it's like, agency is a good business. It's not bad, but it's not great. And we can do a good business for 25 years and it'll never amount to much. And you're like 5 days in, no, we're just not doing that.
Well, it's one of those like thinking about it now, because we've gone, we'll tell you about like where we're heading right now, or maybe hint at it. I don't know. It's a totally different direction. But the idea is like, for most people, it's a great company to run. But for us, especially right now, where Henry's about to crack 500,000 subs, hey, I just cracked 100.
He's got a plaque.
There's a huge opportunity cost to us working on an agency which just doesn't scale. And then in the meantime, we message like, I'm radicalizing. So I'm like, I'm DMing everyone that could ever sponsor our stuff, and they're all shooting us down too, because they're like, hey, there's no market for shorts. It's like, what the fuck do you do? How do you put an ad on shorts? I'm like, dude, a Super Bowl ad's 30 seconds. That's a short. Why can't you sponsor that? But regardless, so yeah, sorry to be like,
wait, there was a story I wanted you to tell right there. I forgot it. What were you just talking about?
Super Bowl ad, 30-second sponsor. Well,
no,
I DM'd one of these dudes in our Hampton group, and he's like, I was like, hey, just theoretically, what could you charge on something like this? He's like, well, there's no YouTube Shorts market. But if this were on TikTok, which I'm like, dude, TikTok's the same thing. It's like, if it were on TikTok, I could charge like 50 grand for one of these videos. But he's like, no, but this is on YouTube Shorts, so, we can't charge anything.
What?
Same views or better because they're not 12 years old.
It's the same thing. Here's the story I wanted from you is your YouTube check, because I was reminded by the plaque. It's not super funny, but the fact that no
I
one
can't
knows where you're at in the US.
dude. So it's not a lot of money I'm making here, but it's probably like almost 5 grand, which would pay for rent this month, which would be nice. But it's like
I've gotten the checks.
YouTube needs to verify your location, and the first thing was I put in the wrong location because I don't know where my business is. I thought I was in Delaware. Apparently, I'm in Wyoming. I have no idea how this works, but I'm like, I think this company's in Wyoming. I don't know if it's an actual office or like if this is just like,
Dude,
I don't know if this
picture
place
it as
exists.
a dude ranch.
I don't know if anyone's there
It's
manning
like
that station.
North by Southwest Utah Incorporated. It's a dude ranch.
They got really good customer service though. But I'm like, hey guys, can I use this address? And they're like, well, you can get 10 pieces of mail a year free of charge. I'm like, that sounds good. This is one of those 10. So I'm like, Google, YouTube, send this pin because they got to verify that your place actually is. Send it to this place now. And it's been like literally 2 or 3 months. It's 1 month for the one that was the wrong address. Then I realized. Now it's been 2 months and it's supposed to take 2 weeks. So I'm like, guys, can I just get my money? But assuming I figured that out, the idea is, hey, let's not try and build this shorts marketplace because that's really fucking hard to like create something that doesn't exist. It'd be good if we were on TikTok and that went viral.
The ads marketplace.
Yeah, the only thing that we know exists is this long form marketplace. Like long form, people have been paying for ads for like 10 years. So it's like, okay, let's crack long form. So I just like Tuesday of last week, like mid radicalization.
Day 2.
Like, it's long form. I think it was literally like day 1 or 2. I'm like, fuck this company. I'm gonna write long form. So I did that. Airbnb, did it on Instagram too. Just shot Airbnb. We have like 5 or 6 people on the team. Just like get this shit out like next week. So hopefully that's gonna be like the bridge into all these sponsored stuff. And everyone's like, okay, this like Nebula thing that sponsors all the top like nerdy creators. They're like, yeah, just crack like 50,000 views on a long form and like consistently, and we'll sponsor you or whatever. We'll talk about it. And so I'm like, oh dude, that's a fucking cake bar. We can do that, but we just got to figure out like titles and thumbnails and stuff. So
what makes me so mad is everyone we talk to keeps saying that YouTube Shorts is a black box, and they don't know what's going on there. Therefore, there's no market for like sponsored stuff. Yada yada yada. But I'm like, it's not a black box for us.
Yeah, 150.
We locked it in. It's not a gamble. So
it's still like less certain. So I don't know. I'm fine with that. We wanted to go long form anyway. It's just like an extra push to do it faster. So I'm all for it. And then what do we do with the agency? Like we make you viral. Well, I was like, hey, Belky, we just got to like take on one more big client. We have this like 30K a month client. Like take him on. That'll fund the company and our team and like barely just scraping by, but like that's enough. But then that one client who was supposed to start in like November, then he pushed to December, now we're pushing to January. He's like, yo, this is like sick. Glad you're helping me and all, and like we're gonna go viral and stuff like that. But what a shit business you're running. I'm like, not like doing a bad job. He's like, no, great job. I'm glad you're helping me with all these scripts and you haven't even charged me yet. Like, this is awesome. We're going to come in ripping. But like absolute terrible business model. Probably the worst business model you could pick with your talents. I'm like, we thought it was a 2 out of 10 opportunity. 2 on 10? How about 1 on 10? One opportunity with 10 people.
Voice recording?
Yeah, it was like 2000.
Oh, I might have missed it. Fill me in.
Oh, I forget what the first half was, but he was just like, yo, dude, like teaching people how to go viral. Teaching people.
Great insight.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Because the first half actually, I basically told him, like, I've been helping him with scripts for the last couple weeks, and he's like, dude, there's a formula. I'm already teaching people to do this. Like, we can just rip and systematize it. He was thinking about the agency. He's like, yeah, I could like help you figure out how to do writers. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, this is just a fucking stupid business. What are you doing?
It's so stupid, dude. I started to lose sleep over it. And I don't lose sleep, Pop. I started to lose sleep because, one, we've got this thing that's working, and we're going to sell it to this guy who doesn't want to do the same stuff we're doing. And we're just going to give him the jackpot. And
Right.
like, I think it's positive sum. That doesn't really bother me. But like, we're going to force this guy to make cartoons. He doesn't really want to make cartoons. Okay.
Well,
The second one, I'm like, sorry, go ahead.
Well, for that, our key insight was we thought we could just do like Vox, which is super sleek edits with all our clients, but then that shit didn't work with our stories. Like,
Timeless.
oh, maybe the key, like the thing that I did with Henry was give him the exact same edit as I had and the same stories. It's like eliminate all the discrepancies. And we're like, oh, let's just give these like cartoon stick figures to this guy and he'll go viral. But
Okay, Pop.
that's like, we don't want to burn that down.
Pop. The second reason I'm losing sleep is back to the good business thing. I'm like, okay, our shit went viral in like July, August. We've got all these ambitions to do these things. Because we run an agency, we've just been spinning in circles for 6 months. We've continued to make shorts. We don't shoot a vlog. We don't shoot a podcast. We don't shoot longs. We're not doing our own content. We haven't found a writer. Like all of these things. I'm like, oh my God, we're wasting just all this time on the agency.
Right.
And we are sitting on top of like a gold mine.
Well, yeah. I think
And
my analogy was super
and
stupid.
we're like,
we're sitting on top of a gold mine, but like we just have our hands. Like we don't have anything to like mine the gold or like mine it well. Meaning like we don't have money. So we're like, hey guys, we'll show you the gold's over here if you can like lend us one of your pickaxes so we can like mine it with you. And it's like, dude, what kind of shitty business? Just fucking buy one pickaxe and just rip by yourselves. Like, don't try and teach people how to like find this mine and then mine it themselves. It's like, dude, just a shitty hog. But that's all on us. So basically, I don't know, maybe probably don't even want to hint the direction we're going, but it's a totally different, like agency is not the path forward. So
well, right, the path forward, and we kind of knew this, we kind of talked about it, but now it is like the only route we're going is our own stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the clients that are hands off. That's great. That's the engine. It funds everything, and our own stuff. And we've got to get away from a 20-year agency.
Okay. Hold on. Let me.
And then you said you had a funny story.
I got a funny story.
Oh no.
Hold on. Let me just make sure I don't have any threads.
I hope it can top the story you told that people should go back and listen to of the time you the time you worked out or rollerbladed to your haircut. She's trying to dry you off with an air compressor.
Imagine this shows up sweaty as shit, dude, soaking in sweat. Literally, like, imagine you just did like a hardcore 30-minute work,out and then just goes straight off to the barber.
Of your head.
I know, dude. It's shooting out, dude. It's crazy. Look at that. Johnny Bravo just came out of a cave after 6 months.
You have so much hair. It's crazy.
Come on, dude. Don't get jealous.
Density.
One
I got
one
these
last
like
thing.
Thin wispies.
They'll wisp, dude. Watch, they might come off with the wind. So one last thing is I really, or two last things. One, we have this Naval style. We like taught two of our friends how to do it. We had a little talk in New York, or I did first, and then Henry came and we talked about it. And they started doing the Naval style, and they're getting like millions of views on all that shit. And they're like selling it to clients, and it's doing even better than Naval stuff was doing. And I don't know. Part of me is like, this is kind of weird because I don't. I just like I see. I guess
the feeling shit. Is, and no, it's
well, you don't know the point I'm about to make, but yeah.
Oh well, what I'll say is, all of this is positive sum, right? Like everyone's creating like Mr. Beast. But when you see someone copying you, like the first people we saw who like bought the same green screen as us and pulled it up, it's like your gut just goes like, oh my gosh, I got to get defensive.
Right.
But then, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird to see people copying it. We've been copying creators for a decade.
Well, yeah, that green screen idea isn't even my idea. So it's like, and same with Naval, that's just copying visualized value. So it's like, it's all just weird. It's just weird when it happens to you. You're like, oh, fuck, those people are stealing our style. But the cool thing with like innovating is, and I'll mention quick, it's like funny to watch people try and do what we're doing because they're like, oh, that's the secret. And they'll like turn around while the clip's going and like not edit out and like pull up the green screen. Like, no, dude, you got to look at the camera while you pull it up. Like,
what does Steve Jobs say
they
about
won't show them.
details?
God is in the details.
God is in the details. Yeah. So you see some of these knockoffs, and it's like, oh, it just hurts. It's like, oh,
then,
you don't know why we're so intentional about this one point.
With what I realize is just like the ultimate edge that no one can really copy is like when we innovate on the animation, and in particular, I have this one edit that'll definitely be out by the time this is out. I got to figure out how to put these podcasts out, but like it's the economics of Christmas trees. And I think, Henry, I showed it to you in the script, and you're like, oh, wow, this is a full-blown story, like a cartoon. And
you're doing all the voices.
Yeah. It's like full-blown scenes. And now I'm like going down the angle of like creating full-ass scenes, which is hard because it's like, how do I be funny? I don't really know. But I can see it's the future. It's like literally becoming South Park in front of us, edit by edit, which is awesome. And that's why I like shorts, because you can iterate so fast versus longs. Like, we literally have to put like 5 people on just to get it out in like less than 2 weeks. So that's exciting. Okay. People copying us. Yeah, whatever. Awesome. We're innovating so fast they can't catch up. So story time. So yesterday, post radicalization, Belky's back. Async still kind of sucks though, so I'm kind of on my own. I've been going to bed at like 5, 6, 7 a.m. just because I'm like fucking losing my mind. But I'm excited because I see the future of like the path out, so I can't sleep. So I like sleep in. Then by the time I actually eat my first meal, it's like 4 p.m. So I go out at 4, and it's like, who the fuck is eating at 4? And it's like rainy. I'm walking down the street. I go to my normal spot, my Sweet Green. I go there every day, and I walk in, and I order online, so I just had to go and pick it up. I walk in and it's empty, right? No one's there because it's 4 p.m. Except there's like one table. It's this little couple, and then a little bit closer to the door, I see there's like one other table. So I walk in, I look, I see the couple, and I turn. I'm like, oh fuck no. Oh fuck no.
Who?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Sitting all by herself. Your mom's Ashley. I'm like,
no,
oh, dude. She's just sitting on there, just playing on her phone, and I'm like, dude, in my head, I'm losing my shit.
Singular. It's your mom singular. Not possessive.
I do this every time. Well, whatever. Ashley, she's like, we're obsessed with her vlogs. We also like crushing on her. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna use you. I'm gonna take you down with me. But she's like one of the vloggers in New York City, and they live like 10 blocks away from me, and they go to the like where I play hockey is where they go to the gym. So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking find these people one of these days. So happened to like cross paths here.
This is like Kelly Wakasa, Elliot Choi, Ashley, Anne Marie something, and
they were like your mom's house, which is like the most popular vloggers. But whatever. So I see
that's crazy.
So first thing,
4 p.m.
No one's in this place, so it's literally just like 4 people, and half of them are Ashley and Dylan. And so I walk in, and I'm like, okay. First thing, heart's racing. I'm getting nervous. I can feel the shakes. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I see my salad. It's on the thing over there. I just gotta go pick it up. But in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick up this salad. I'm gonna turn around, and then what do? Normally I just leave, right? But do I eat the salad here just so I can stare at it for longer, and then like figure something out, or do I like there's her table, which is right by the door, and then like 1-2 tables down is the couple. So I'm like, do I sit like far away? But then I can't really see her, and I can't like be close. Like this is like stalker level shit. So I'm like, do I sit in between? Which in an empty restaurant is crazy, because why would you sit in between? But then I could be like right next to her. Then
that's like going to the middle urinal.
Dude, I was thinking about the middle urinal because I'm like, dude, who knows what the middle urinal? You could like pick up conversation super easily versus if I'm on the other side, I'm just like binoculared out. So
close.
I'm thinking that I get too nervous. I'm like, dude, I storm off. I'm like, hey, Ashley. And she's like, I'm a big fan.
He's got the stutters.
Dude, my voice is shaking. I'm
Did
a
you
big
see
fan.
her hair
She didn't see
from
the
the
back of the
back?
rat. I had my hood up because it was rainy. I'm like, hey, Ashley, big fan. And she's like, oh, thank you, super sweet, like exact same person as you see on the vlog. And I'm like, fucking cramped up. I'm like, hey, I know you probably like, get a lot of highs, so I'll just, let you be. And she's like, okay, awesome, bye. I leave, and I'm like, I walk out the door. It's a double door. I walk to the first set of doors, and I get to the second. I'm like, Dylan, you're gonna leave on that, dude? You're gonna leave on that? So
I bet you get a lot of highs.
dude, I was spiraling, and so I'm like, don't do it, Dylan. And I turn back around.
You can't double take. You can't double take.
I double took, dude. I turn back around. I go
full
to grab
body
the door.
double take.
A full body, dude. I was out the building, and now I'm like, I'm gonna go back in the building, dude. You can't cross thresholds like that. But I went to cross the threshold. I grabbed the door, go to pull it. It's a push, dude. Absolute push.
Oh,
Yanked
runs
that
into
shit.
the door. Runs into the door.
So, bad start. I pull through though. I push. I don't think she noticed me because she was in her world. She doesn't care about me.
No.
I get back and I'm like, keep in mind, voice is shaking, dude. I just made the move of a lifetime going outside the threshold and back into the threshold. And I'm like, hey, Ashley. And she's like, this guy again? I thought you just fucking left. Second time, dude. Did you just leave?
And he knows I've got a boyfriend. Second time.
Right. No need for you to be back. And I'm like, okay, on the spot. I get improvised, but I get slow wit. Everyone knows that. I'm like, all right, how do I make this less awkward? I'm like, let me bring up the one mutual friend that we have.
Will Smith. He just goes, Will Smith. I edited Will Smith.
You see dude, I edited some of his videos a year before he slapped that guy. So I go in, I'm like, hey, Ashley, Elliot Choi, I got lunch. I know you guys like kind of broke up. I got lunch with him.
You name dropped.
I name dropped, dude. I'm like, hey, I know you I kind of know Elliot because we got lunch. He liked our animations. I animate. I do animation.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that Kelly did some animations on his stuff. I'm here. If you ever want to do animation, she's like, oh, okay. Interrupt my lunch to name drop and tell me you do animation, which I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
And my heart's racing, and my voice is shaking. And it's like he does like pickup where he talks to girls for like 6 years and has no fucking idea how to talk to a girl. So she's like, oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, Kelly's playing around with it. That's awesome. Yeah, just shoot me a DM. I'm like, a DM. On Instagram? Like, yeah, on Instagram. Where we do DMs, because you can't do that on YouTube. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'll do that. Bye, Ashley. And dude, I'm out the door. There wasn't much there. It was really, really inconsequential. I did DM her, and now we're gonna do a couple edits to sample, but she didn't respond to me. So who knows if I'm just sending this into the abyss because she's like, that's a fucking.
No, so we're gonna send her sample edits because she didn't respond.
I basically took the whole team off everything they were doing. And I'm like, hey, make some sample edits because I want to throw it. Ashley.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
She might like me. She might like me. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to like drain everything. But that was a really eventful. I tried to do a voice note to you because I was fucking like spinning in circles after that, but I wanted to save it for the pod.
That's great, pod.
I've also been like, because I know they're nearby, I'm like every single couple I see that is like tall and cute.
Yeah, I like how you use they, there, and them for Ashley. That's good of you. Yeah, multiple times.
Nice, dude. That's
it's
sick.
good.
Well,
it should be ambiguous.
Well, no, I don't know if I said like they go to the gym, but they have their whole like they vlog every time they go to the gym, and it's like all of them, and it's literally like the same building. Yeah. I'm gonna fucking find these people. So that's sick, dude. Who knows if we do some stuff with them or not? But it's the whole.
I saw Kelly's intro the other day. It was way too much. Right. Oh, that's a good point. The parasocial thing. That's interesting. Sean was talking about that on MFM. Basically, like you can like bits and pieces of all these people you kind of interact with online. You don't really want the whole person.
I could,
because you don't know.
I could take all of that. Dude, it was something about like it's so weird. I think the weirdest part for me, the realization was like, for some reason you expect there to be like something different, but then you see that and it's like, oh wait, they're a person. They're a person. And they look
Yeah,
like
right.
they're the exact same person. It's just like a different lens. It's like, dude, I could be talking to this person at a party and have no idea. And like
Well,
I
that's
kind
what
of like, yeah.
that's just what people need to understand about vlogs is you're condensing an entire person down to like a 3-minute thing. So you're seeing
Right.
Ashley with no pauses, no thoughts, like none of it. But to just kind of like see him interacting in real time, totally different.
Right. Well, that was the funny thing to me because I walk in and at first I just like quickly glanced and it's just like, oh, that's just a normal person on their phone with like a bunch of like shit around them and just like head down, like just eating a salad by themselves. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's Ashley. That's the person I watch every single day. um, that's cool, but I'm realizing like now that hey, you're at like basically 100 million views club, and like I'm in
Two,
the 20 range.
200, 220.
Well,
Oh, a month. You're
I mean
talking
like a
about a month.
month, which is pretty nuts.
Uh,
It's like
yeah.
we're gonna be there really quickly. Jeez,
Oh,
really quickly.
whoa.
Weird was the next sentence. I merged the two sentences together. But it's like it could get weird because I can see how annoying that would be if people like me just show up and are like, I want to tell Ashley I know her. Ashley, I know you. Like, okay, awesome, bye.
Twice.
It's just she's like it was the perfect like super sweet like kind of like hey I'm eating salad alone sort of thing though. So that's cool, dude. Business is changing. Maybe we'll do some stuff with them. Maybe I make some friends. But
Dude,
also
that's hilarious.
there's also a weird relationship where I kind of saw this one girl who's like really close to that friend group. It's like one of the people in that friend group. I was like seeing the sister, and then I kind of like stopped. So I don't really know what to do with that. But hey, dude, that's a future problem
Whoa, the
because right
business
now
podcast becomes a life
business.
podcast.
I don't mean to name drop. I don't mean to
Business
name drop,
second.
dude.
Business
Hey, that's
second.
all we got. But we're gonna shoot more of these. I'll figure out how to get them out. That's all we got. Garden
Garden.